Coming up in this week's episode of TPW Weekly, I'm on location here in a different type of shed. Yes, I'm not back home at the World of Theme Parks. I'm actually here in our accommodation, a wooden lodge in some forest in the middle of the Netherlands. More about that coming up in this week's episode. Along with that, I'll be talking about the results that have come in this week from the Golden Ticket Awards. That's right, every year we get the rankings for all the different rides around the world and where they sit in people's favourites. I'll be talking all about that and sharing the stats in this week's episode. And of course, along with that, I'll be talking about the EuroSat Can Can Coaster, what opens today, Wednesday the 12th of September 2018, and also talking a little bit about our trip so far here to the Netherlands. I'm Sean Sandbrook, this is TPW Weekly, and that means it's time to cue those titles. It's Wednesday the 12th of September 2018 and of course welcome to this week's episode. So yes, as I mentioned there in the intro, I am on location this week in some random lodge. But if you do want to see this, check out our travel vlog that went on a few days ago. That's the first vlog which shows you our journey from the UK here to the Netherlands for the start of our trip. We're visiting various different theme parks and a zoo as well on this trip. And we're just over halfway into it now. We've got a couple more parts to go and visit. And yeah, it's been great to see some brand new parks on this trip, along with returning to a couple that we've done before as well. But more about that coming up, of course, a bit later on in this week's episode. And like I say, check out that travel vlog if you've not yet seen it. In terms of theme park news, there's not been loads of stuff going on this week. However, we are expecting a couple of announcements over the next few days. I look forward to talking about that in next week's episode. And of course, next week will be the start of our Florida trip as well, where me and Alex are going to be heading out there to Orlando for 2 weeks. And it is, of course, the start of Scream Park Worldwide that will be launching next Wednesday here on the channel. Really looking forward to Halloween this year. We've got so much planned on the channel, and it's all going to start off with a few Halloween events out in Florida. Of course, we're going to be starting off at Universal Orlando Halloween Horror Nights. I can't wait for that next week. Also going to Busch Gardens for Hallow Scream down in Tampa Bay. And of course, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Not quite as scary as them other events at the Magic Kingdom. So much to look forward to here on Theme Park Worldwide as we transition into Scream Park Worldwide for Halloween. I've said this a few times, but I'll say it again. I didn't do much for Halloween last year because there's so much going on. But this year I've got much more time for Halloween and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Anyway, I've got quite a lot to talk about because like I say, along with the latest news, I'm also going to talk a little bit about our trip so far to the Netherlands and what rides I've enjoyed most. It's time for the weekly news roundup. Now, every year, Amusement Today present the Golden Ticket Awards. It's an annual event that I very much look forward to because lots of people from all around the world can vote for their favourite rides and attractions. Now, it's a bit controversial, this one, because obviously it doesn't mean that it is the best ride out there because everyone's got their own opinions on things. But I do like to talk about it every year. If you go back through all the episodes at this time of year, I always talk about the Golden Ticket Awards. And I'm not going to go through everything, but I certainly recommend checking out their website to have a look. It's just interesting to see on the polls and see where people rank different roller coasters and different rides and of course the theme parks themselves. But I'll read out now a few of my favourites and some of the ones what struck out to me because there's a few little changes this year. Sometimes things stick in for many years the same, but it is a little bit different this year. So let's firstly talk about the best new ride. So this category comes out every year and normally a big ride out there wins it. What has won it for this year? Of course it's another big ride, isn't it? But this one that I've actually ridden, what they are rating as the best new ride for this year, it is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. I was back there in June and I absolutely loved it. It's the best trip I've done this year. One of the best trips I've ever done on Theme Park Worldwide. Going out there, riding all their roller coasters for the first time and of course falling in love with Steel Vengeance. I also met some really nice locals over there and just had an amazing time. So check out those vlogs from early in the year. But yeah, Steel Vengeance is a top coaster for me, and it's good to see that it's been ranked so highly with everyone as well. It had a bit of a bumpy start, quite literally, and it was running on a one-train service after a light bump occurred on the brake run and towards the station, but it is running 2 trains, and I believe, I did hear someone say to me the other week, it's now up and running with 3 trains, which is really good to see for the new RMC coaster at Cedar Point. The best wooden coaster in the world, though, according to the golden tickets, I've not yet experienced, but hopefully next year. And that is, of course, the Phoenix coaster at Knoebels, which looks absolutely fantastic. I really like to experience that one. And yeah, the best steel coaster goes to Fury 325. That's won that for a couple of years now. It used to be Millennium Force that used to always win that one. The best park in the world, again, for the 5th year running, goes to Europa Park in Germany. I'm glad that it has. I thought it maybe might go back to Cedar Point this year. Cedar Point's won it for many years previously, but no, the past 5 years, Europa Park have took that one. And of course, more about Europa in just a couple of minutes' time with their new ride. The best water ride out there, a fantastic result for the United Kingdom, with Valhalla being voted the best water ride in the world. Bear in mind, a lot of people from America do vote in this. It's great to see Valhalla get the recognition it deserves. There's so many people in the UK that don't appreciate that ride or don't go on it because you get absolutely soaked. I've not been on Valhalla as much this year as I have in previous years. I'd say I've done it less this year than I have in the 18 years that ride's been operating. But yeah, it's a stunning ride. I'll certainly be back up there after I come back from Florida to get some more rides in before the end of the season, because I love Valhalla and it's great to see that getting the recognition it deserves. The best dark ride out there goes to Tower of Terror in Orlando. No surprise, that seems to win it every year, and it certainly deserves it. It's a beautiful version of Tower of Terror, the original, and of course my favourite overall version. As much as I like the version in Tokyo Disney Sea, when me and Alex went to Asia last year, I loved the theming, but the ride system let it down in my opinion. So I do prefer the actual experience, what you do get in Orlando. And we'll end with the best indoor coaster, and that goes to the Mummy in Orlando as well. So I do really like the Mummy. Does it deserve that title? Me personally, I don't think so. I think there's a few better indoor coasters for me, but still, there you go. It's always good to see what people think. And obviously that's a good thing with us theme park enthusiasts. We don't all enjoy the same things. Some of us enjoy different rides to others, and that's what's great really, because we can share each other's passion with each other and talk about the different rides and different theme parks. And yes, there you go. Like I say, check out the Golden Ticket Awards website to have a look through the full list. It goes on, there's quite a lot there to see, and yeah, I'd certainly recommend having a look at that one. That's just a few of the highlights that I've picked out there and some of my favourites. Now let's talk about Europa Park. What is the best park out there in the world according to the Golden Tickets, and it certainly is one of my favourites. But yes, let's talk about the EuroSat Can Can Coaster, which officially opens today. So all the media are coming in, and following that the public to come and experience the new version of EuroSat, a Mack Rides coaster, what's located in the big globe at the park in the French themed area. It's been completely rebuilt. They took the roof off, redid the coaster, put the roof back on. They've now added a VR experience. They've redone the dark ride underneath that I spoke about a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, look at this photo just here on your screen now. This was shared from Michael Mack, and that just shows the facade just there, and also that Moulin Rouge windmill on the front. It looks gorgeous, especially lit up there at night. I do look forward to getting back to Europa Park. I am planning a trip out there for the winter season this year to go and see that, along with a few other parks for winter. So stay tuned for those announcements, of course, after Halloween. But yeah, this looks gorgeous. And here's a look at a couple of the concept arts. I did show you these a few weeks back. But of course, we're going to be starting to see the first POVs, the first images today from this ride. So yeah, is it going to look like the concept art here? I really hope so. Flying through these different set pieces and near misses. Hopefully it's going to look just like that. I've got full confidence in Europa Park with this ride. I think they'll do a cracking job. They certainly do some great things with theming in the past few years. They've really upped the game, and I look forward to getting on this one later in the year and sharing my review. But we'll talk about it more in next week's episode. Just sharing what I think to the POVs and stuff, what we've seen so far, and just a general look at it. But yeah, EuroSat Can Can Coaster looking really good there at Europa Park, opening today. It's crazy, isn't it? It's been a little bit delayed. I was expecting it a bit earlier, but with such a big project, as Roland Mack himself said, he didn't want to rush the project. It was a famous ride at the park. It was involving taking the roof off, rebuilding the coaster. It's a massive job, and they certainly didn't want to rush it. So yeah, I'm glad that it's took as long as it has done to get it done properly. and I look forward to getting out there and experiencing it soon. So as I mentioned a couple of times already in this video, I am on location here in a different type of shed, and if you do want to see it, make sure you check out that travel vlog. We're actually staying in a wooden lodge, which is actually really nice. It's a little bit cold. It was especially at the start of the week when we got here. It seems like it's warmed up a bit now. It felt like there was no life in it for a couple of weeks maybe, but since we've been in here quite a few nights now, it's certainly nowhere near as cold as it was when we first got here. But yes, we are on our big trip to the Netherlands and enjoying the parks that we've visited so far, along with some new ones. But we've done 5 theme parks so far. We started off at Real, and that vlog is now actually online, so I won't talk too much about that. Check out the vlog. But here's a bit of a preview, because obviously none of the other vlogs are online yet. They're all going to be coming over the next few days and into next week. Lots of vlogs to come from the parks on this trip, and they're very long as well. I've edited quite a few up and got some uploaded ready, and they are some long vlogs, so I hope you guys enjoy them. But here's a bit of a preview to what I think to the park so far. So Real, check that vlog out. It's now online. We enjoyed the park. It was a good start actually. We then went to Hellendoorn and to Warbeek, 2 more parks we went to on the next day. Now Hellendoorn, a small park, but it was very well themed. I enjoyed it there. We had a big surprise with a haunted themed interactive dark ride that's manufactured by Mack that was great. There was an indoor rat themed coaster that was good. It had a great queue line, but really lacked in terms of effects on that one. There was a Vekoma looping coaster there that was enjoyable, and also a Mack Rides log flume that was really good there. A couple of drops, one of them small, one of them big, but I liked that park. That afternoon, like I say, we went to Warbeek, and that was absolutely fantastic. A bit of a heritage park, really, and it had some really strange rides. Of course, if you've watched that Real vlog, check it out if you've not seen it. Like I say, they had a Nautic jet. They also had some sort of flying seats where you go across the lake, and I've got POV footage from there of me on that, and also Martin as well. We had a great laugh on that. That was really funny. Along with that, there was a few other flat rides, but also what I believe is the second oldest steel coaster out there in the world, after one that operates in Spain. Now, a lot of people think that's a wooden coaster, but it does have steel rails, so I would class that as a steel coaster personally. I know some people do class that coaster, what we rode the other day, as the oldest steel coaster, but from doing a bit of research, I'd probably class it as the second oldest. But yeah, it was a beautiful park. I really liked it. It was tiny, but it had so much charm to it. If you love heritage parks like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, then you'd really enjoy it there. That vlog's coming up in a few days, so check it out. And yeah, following on from that, we then went back to Walibi Holland. We went there a couple of years back, and yeah, enjoyed it again this time. Not quite as much in terms of the park this time. I think because it was so new last time, it was all like, oh my god, we're at a new park. This time I started to see the cracks a little bit with the park. I didn't enjoy it as much, but I did still really enjoy Lost Gravity. A lot of people said, oh Sean, you're going to find it rough. I actually still really enjoyed it. Along with that, great to get back on Goliath and see the paint job as well. We then went into Amsterdam for a day. There will be a vlog from there where we did the dungeon and also Madame Tussauds. And then today, it's really late now actually on Tuesday night when I'm recording this. I've just come back from Slagharen, which was my favourite park of the trip. I won't go too much into it. I'll keep it as a surprise for the vlog. But Goldrush was a very solid coaster. One of my favourite Gersts out there. Gerstflower Infinity Coaster with lap bars. And there was also a really nice surprise, a dark ride, an indoor boat ride that was really well themed. It had a fire effect, some other really nice theming in there as well. And it was covered over in a big tent, a big dome structure. There were some good shows at the park as well, but a very short parade, and you'll laugh when you see it in the vlog. But there was a great guy on the street theatre, a little bit of dodgy operations in places, especially on Goldrush, as you'll see in the vlog. But overall, I enjoyed it a lot today. It's my sort of park with the theming. The buildings were great, but it did just lack a bit of audio. You'll probably get fed up with me saying that in the vlog. I mention it a lot. I've just edited it now. But honestly, it's a funny vlog to watch because, like I say, the reactions to seeing some of them rides for the first time, and of course riding the monorail there, the chairlift, it was a very good, enjoyable park. And yeah, tomorrow we go to Toverland to see the new areas. I can't wait for that. And then, well, I'll say tomorrow as in today while you're watching this, so check out the updates. And also, following that, we'll be ending the trip with a visit to Wildlands Zoo, which is home to a couple of coasters there, brand new for this year, Vekoma Junior Boomerang. So yeah, stay tuned for that here on the channel. Lots to come, and of course, loads of vlogs to share as well. It's now time for a bit of merch paradise. So for this week's Merch Paradise, let's keep it on theme of this trip that we're doing around the Netherlands. I'm going to show you some park maps. I've not actually bought any other merchandise. Well, I say bought, these park maps are all free, but I've not bought any mugs or anything yet. I was going to get something today from Gold Rush at Slagharren, but the main gift shop at Gold Rush was actually closed today at the exit to the ride. You could still get the bits of merchandise in the rest of the park, but it seemed a bit of a shame how the main gift shop was closed. For me, it's all part of the experience. I wanted to come off the coaster and buy my mug from in there. So yeah, and also the prices of the merchandise was quite expensive. The t-shirts and hoodies were really expensive. The t-shirts were €30 today. So no, I haven't actually bought anything yet. Tomorrow at Toverland, I'll definitely be getting some bits from Phoenix and the new area in general. But I just thought I'd show you some park maps. So they like the small park maps over here, as we can see with these ones here from Durham Reel, Wallaby, and also from today at Slagharren. Look how small the front of the maps are just there. Quite interesting. I got a Halloween leaflet here which was given to me at the exit of Wallaby Holland for Halloween Fright Nights. I know there's a lot of my Dutch fans out there that want me to go to this event next year. There's an RMC opening there, so I might come over for Halloween and do that next year. Warbeek, they've got a bit of a bigger park map. Here we can see, this just shows how small this park is, and you'll see it in the vlog, but look at that just there. It's a tiny place, but yeah, you actually park over the road and then cross over and go into the park, but it's really cheap to get into that one as well. And Hellendoorn, probably my favourite map actually in terms of layout, but yeah, that was a much better part than expected. And there's a little look at the map for that. But yeah, just thought I'd show you because you probably find it interesting, especially if you've never travelled to these countries and seen these parks. Look how small the maps are. They're not all like that, but a few of them are. And from what I remember, Toverland's was a little bit bigger than that, but we'll find out tomorrow. Toverland's practically double the size now, isn't it, with these two new areas? So I look forward to seeing the map and what's changed on that one. And of course, I'll talk all about that in the vlog, so check it out when it goes online. It's now time for Guess the Ride. So yes, welcome to Guess the Ride. Now for a few weeks, everyone seems to be getting them really well, and you're all doing a fantastic job. So I thought I'm gonna make it a bit more difficult. I say difficult, not if you've just watched some of the most recent vlogs on the channel, because that is where last week's zoomed in photo was. This section, if you're new to the channel or new to the show, basically I zoom in on an image and show you it on the screen, or I play a sound clip and you have to guess what that ride is. Now this one, everybody, well I say everybody, a good 80% of people commented and said, Sean, this is too easy, it's the Swarm at Thorpe Park. Well, all the people that put that, you were wrong, it is not the Swarm at Thorpe Park. And if you watch my most recent vlogs from Energylandia in Poland, then you would know that the ride was actually Boomerang, which is their purple roller coaster. It's a junior Boomerang from Vekoma. And yeah, I thought I'll zoom in and show you the building, because if you look at it, I was very clever. The support is black, obviously a bit like the Swarm, and the building looks just like the Swarm. So I thought I'm going to zoom right in on it to try and confuse you. And it did work, that one, for most people. But there was a few people that did get that one right. So well done to all of you guys. Remember, this section is just for fun. So let's have another one, shall we? This one's going to be a sound clip, so we're going to have no zoomed in image now. I've done a few of those for the past few weeks. Let's have a sound clip, which I'm going to play for you now. And stop the sound clip. That's enough of that one. So remember, it's just for fun, this section. Comment down below. Of course, I'll drop a few hints and tips and a few clues down there as well if you guys seem to be struggling. And yeah, tune in for next week's episode next Wednesday, where I'll reveal exactly what it was and share another one as well. And yeah, next week's might be a little bit spooky. So we have reached the final segment of this week's episode. It is, of course, Interact with Me. Now, over the past few weeks, we've had so much sent in, and it's the same again this week. So, of course, keep it coming in. It's the launch of Screen Park Worldwide, our Halloween festivities on the channel, starting in next Wednesday's episode, to get them sent in for a bit of a spooky show. And, of course, following that, we're going to be heading out to Orlando. I am so excited for that trip. Of course, it's great to be here in the Netherlands and doing some new parks, but the thought of being out there and, of course, doing Halloween Horror Nights, I am so excited for it. It's one of my favourite events out there, my favourite Halloween event for atmosphere, walking around all the different scare zones. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get my shorts on again as well. It's been a bit chilly this trip. But yeah, of course, if you've got an item you want to send in, get it sent in for next week's episode of TPW Weekly that will be online, as always, next Wednesday. Let's have a look then at what's been sent in. And firstly, we've got Shirley, who's got this photo here of a family with Alex there. So thanks for sending it in. Then got Ola outside Stealth at Thorpe Park. Moving on then, we've got Joey and Lindsay on Gruffalo there at Chessington World of Adventures. And then we've got Scott, who's had a photo with me there as well. Moving on, we've got Mitchell, who had a photo there with me and Charlotte. It was great to meet you. And following on from that, we've got Bradley on the roller coaster at Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. There we go, a classic ride, that one. And thanks for sharing your image. Next up then, we've got Ashley and Emma on Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park. I hope you're all enjoying appearing on this red curtain behind me just here. It is actually a window just out there. Honestly, it's a bit spooky. It's so dark out there. That's why I shut the curtains. It's a bit scary around here. We're in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere. It's quite crazy. Moving on to something not quite as scary. Portaventura, one of the best parks out there for theming. And here we got Nico there with his photo. So thanks for sharing that one. Then got Paul and Andrew on Phoenix. That'll be me today whilst you're watching this video. Honestly, I'm so excited to ride Phoenix. Toverland is one of my favourite parks out there. I love the magical feel to it. And yeah, really excited to see it all. Really, really pumping. I don't think I'm going to sleep tonight. I'm really excited for it. And then next up, we've got George outside in Fusion. So thanks for sharing that one. I think I'd be able to sleep if I was going on in Fusion tomorrow. Moving on, we've got Ruben in Bugs Life Land. There you go, Bugs Land. It's now closed. It's crazy, isn't it? And thanks for sharing your image there. Then got Kira, and also I apologise about our pronunciation here, you know what I'm like, but Bledlin outside Shambhala. There you go, so thanks for sharing that one from Portaventura. We then got Ted with a Stealth on-ride photo there from Thorpe Park. And moving on, we've got Sappy on Millennium, so thank you for sending in that one. Told you there was a lot this week, it's good to see. Then got Nathan with a Stealth on-ride photo there, so thanks for sending that one to me. And Zach with a Space Mountain on-ride photo there, so thanks for sending it in. We then got Roland and Holger outside Wickerman at Alton Towers. Hope you enjoyed the park's new wooden roller coaster. I certainly really enjoy it. It's a complete package, a really good experience. Yes, the coaster is quite short, but it certainly packs a punch. Thanks for sending that one in. Then got Dean on the big one at the Big Sheep. So thanks for sending that one in. I enjoyed that. A nice little place, especially the sheep racing. It was quite funny. We then got Tom on Saw the Ride just here as well. Saw's popular this week, isn't it? And then we got Harry who had a photo there with Lee as well. Glad you got to see him. Then got JD and Gary at Cedar Point. Hope you had a great time. Like I say, I loved it. I had the time of my life at Cedar Point. Riding all them rides for 5 days. It was incredible. So thanks for sending in that one. And then we've got Joseph on the flying machines at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Next up, Gary on Hurricane Condor there at Portaventura. And Billy with an Icon on-ride photo from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Moving on, we've got Catherine with some Wickerman nails. There you go, look at that. Thanks for sharing that one. And then Leon's up next at Pleasure Beach in Skegness. There you go, having a good time there at Botton's Pleasure Beach. Next up then, we've got Sophie with a Swarm on-ride photo from Thorpe Park. And Jack with an Icon on-ride photo there as well. Great to see everybody going out there to experience Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Next up then, we've got Mark and Jack doing Walk the Big One. So you can actually walk up the lift hill to the Pepsi Max Big One at the Pleasure Beach. And a fun fact, we were actually the first people to ever do that at Theme Park Worldwide. And check out our vlog from it here on the channel from quite a few years ago now. Next up then, we've got Amy with me and Martin. When we met her the other day, it was great to see her, so thank you very much for giving us a little bit of a tour around, a bit of the history of Slagharren, and of course, check out the vlog when it goes online so you can see our full thoughts to the park. Next up then, we've got Thomas, who also had a photo there with me and Martin. So there you go, thank you very much for sending that one in. Next up, we got Ruben on Saw the Ride. So thank you for sending that one to me. And then the final photo is from Ted with a selection of theme park mugs. God, I told there was a lot of photos this week. And of course, there's also a lot of birthdays. So a big happy birthday to Alex, and also to Sam. Happy 70th birthday to Judy. Hi Judy, glad you enjoyed watching. Also a big happy birthday to Kelly, to Colette, and also Amelia and Florence as well. There you go, so many photos, so many birthdays. Get them sent in for next week. I want to try and top that, guys, for next week's episode. So get them sent in, and of course I'll share it next Wednesday here on Theme Park Worldwide. Anyway, I need to try and get some sleep because we're off to Toverland in the morning. I'm very excited to see the new areas. And of course, stay tuned here on the channel for the vlog. Make sure you check out all our other different vlogs from this trip. Like I say, they are all starting to come online now, mixed in, of course, with this week's episode. There was a Planet Coaster a few days ago, but now all throughout the week, there's going to be a lot of vlogs going on. Normally, I'd leave a couple of days between vlogs, but because of so much coming out, straight into Florida, then to Halloween, there might even be vlogs every day over the next week or so. So make sure you stay tuned, and of course, check out the vlogs when they go online. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thank you for watching this on-location episode here from a random shed in the forest in the Netherlands of TPW Weekly. That means it's time to cue those credits. See you next week, guys.